I think going forward, we want to make sure that we have a light touch regulatory framework that incentivizes investment and innovation and competition. Those are things that consumers benefit from at the end of the day. And so, there's always going to be reasonable people on both sides of an argument, but I'm focused on trying to find the common ground here so that we can move forward in a way that benefits everybody.
Along the lines of tweaking policies that go forward, and some of these issues have been around for a long time, net neutrality in particular. When you were in Silicon Valley earlier this week, what were you hearing from the companies that you were meeting on this jurisdictional ground, this item on classification? Do you feel like since 2015 there's been any shift in opinion, more support for your point of view? What is their thinking? Do you feel like you'll get more support from the edge provider side on jurisdiction and any specific items on the net neutrality proceeding?
Well, again, we didn't discuss the merits of any pending proceeding, but
Pending proceeding, but just the ideas that you have on net neutrality.
well, I'll leave it to others to characterize those conversations. All I'll simply say is, number one, I think they were appreciative that I was reaching out and trying to solicit a diversity of views among a diversity of stakeholders. And secondly, I think they recognize, as I do, that there is a lot of common ground here with respect to the need for a free and open internet. And I think all companies in the internet economy have benefited from that. I mean, there's a reason why our internet economy has been the envy of the world. It's precisely because I think that from the dawn of the Clinton administration going forward until 2015, we had a light touch regulatory framework that created incredible value for the American consumer. And so I think there's a general recognition of that, and there's a good faith willingness to enter into a dialogue about the way forward.
Hi, Mr. Chairman. Todd Shields, Bloomberg News. More on the meeting in Silicon Valley. I grant you that I understand that you didn't talk about a docketed proceeding, but in general, what was the conversation about? Was it about net neutrality, and did you go out there specifically seeking common ground? What was your intent going into it? Thank you.
Well, the intent was pretty simple, to survey a wide array of stakeholders, as I have in several...
Stakeholders in what context?
Sorry?
Stakeholders in the net neutrality context? That's who you want?
Companies who have a presence in the internet economy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And yes, as I said earlier, I think in response to Margaret, I believe, outside the context of that pending proceeding, we wanted to explore ways to preserve some of those principles of a free and open internet that I think there's a lot of common ground on.
Did you find common ground with them?
Well, again, I'm not going to comment on the nature, the specific nature of the conversation, but I think there is a recognition that a free and open internet benefits everybody in the ecosystem.
Thank you.
If that's it,
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good spring.
I think we will move on to the bureaus at this point.